Hello, everybody. My name is Claude. I work as a developer advocate at TriliTech in the Tezos ecosystem. And today I'm going to talk with Poorvi from Tezos India. So Poorvi, if you want to introduce yourself and your role.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I am head of operations at Tezos India. I joined as developer adoption lead, and now I have been promoted to head of operations. My duties entail taking care of sponsorships, partnerships, and also taking care of the DevRel pipeline that we have built so far. And today I am here with to talk about more about DevRel scene in India.
Okay, good. So yeah, I already had the pleasure to meet you a few times and to meet also the team at Tezos India. So like Tezos India is a very big and important part of the Tezos ecosystem. You guys do a lot of things on Tezos, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So yeah, first, if you want to introduce a little bit like the kind of activities that you take care of yourself within Tezos India, but also Tezos India in general. What kind of things you do in the Tezos ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. So, just for the benefit of everyone who's watching this, Tezos India entails four major functions at the moment. So there is a DevRel, that is the developer adoption function. Then there's a marketing function. There is Tezos Arts and Culture, which we recently established. It's been a year now, but it caters to the artists in India and collectors in India. And then the fourth is BD, which is business development. So my job is to make sure that every of these functions are running smoothly. And if there's any blocker, so for example, for BD, let's say there's a project, but we do not have a developer who can assist with the project, then maybe I interrupt and help with the hiring. If there is a project that, for example, we are also associated with incubation program in TC Epic. So if there's a project that needs immediate attention for project management, then though we have a BD lead, but we kind of discuss internally and see how we can put resources into work. For Tezos India Arts and Culture, we make sure that we kind of collaborate with the right set of artists, collaborators. We also sponsor a lot of artist events. For example, we sponsored India Art Fairs. So everything related to negotiations, partnerships, sponsorships, under that comes under my purview. Then there's marketing. Marketing, obviously, the PR, especially the focus is on the PR because we need to make sure that the right information goes out to the right audience all the time. And DevRel is like my blood and sweat because I started as a developer adoption lead myself, and organically we started like with one college, one developer, then we expanded. We did a lot of workshops, 100 plus workshops. We have 5,000 plus developers trained on Tezos at the moment. Since 2020 we started, and we kind of make sure that all the flagship events like Tez Asia or fellowship program or builder camp that we started this year itself, we run it every year without any glitch, without any blocker. Thanks to like expanding the team, we have a very good team at the moment. Like I have leads in all these functions, but then for Devil specifically need to handhold a little bit because we established it such that we can take forward these activities every year without reinventing the wheel. So that's the idea, and I kind of take care of all these functions. And the most important part of my job is uh, getting the sponsorships done. So whenever there's any new partner, new community who wants to interact with Tezos India or collaborate with Tezos India, then I am the key person to take that forward. And also with foundation, whenever there's a contract that we want to take ahead, then I'm the person who's responsible for all the budgeting, all the reporting, all the scheduling. So yeah, that's basically the highlight of what I do. And day to day, there's like enormous other things that we keep doing like as a team.
Okay, very great. So yeah, talking about DevRel, so how has it been in India to onboard new so first new developers, but also people who are interested in pushing Tezos, so in creating relationships with other teams that want to build on Tezos and they need DevRels to make the connection between our ecosystem and their teams. So how is your experience in India in general about getting new developers into the ecosystem, and having DevRels and probably onboarding DevRels too.
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, I think India has a huge potential because we have a lot of engineering colleges. Every
Mm.
household has like one engineer because of obvious reasons. So, we have got a lot of engineers, we have got a lot of developers. The only issue that I faced initially when I entered this job role was that I found people risk averse. Like in general, we have a risk averse mentality, and that's where we started targeting the universities. So for example, universities, these students are hungry for tech, they are hungry for new opportunities, they want to do something different, they want to make a change, make a difference. So that's where we started targeting the universities and not the entrepreneurs or professionals directly. And when I talk about devil scene in India, even with other competitors like Solana, Polygon, they're also targeting these universities, establishing clubs. Like we in India already have clubs with 9+ universities at the moment, where we are teaching students how to start development on Tezos. So we have like a curriculum they follow, and then when they become proper developers on Tezos, they go through various hackathons or they become a part of teams that are already existing. For example, in the accelerator program or the teams that are there live on mainnet, they're actively scouting for more developers who can build on Tezos, and not just Web3, even Web2. So a lot of Web2 companies want to move on to Web3, but they do not have that expertise, that skill set. So that's what we provide through these developers. So I think India has a huge potential for developers, and the focus is always on the universities at the moment, but we are also trying to expand it to the professionals, because now with Bitcoin, crypto, these things becoming more popular, this whole entire crypto ecosystem is getting more traction, and people in fact, I have seen like a lot of people coming to me and asking, what is it that you do, can we get an opportunity? So I can still see that spark, that momentum, even though the market is a bit dull. But I think we should developers is one area, developer adoption is one area that always remain active. People keep building, people keep developing, and I think this is the right time to do,
Mm.
obviously, until we hit another bull run and we see more and more traction. So we are doing a lot of activities, like we did build a camp this year. So like, we do something, we get the feedback, we find challenges, we improvise it, and then we do it again. So that's how it is, and if it works really well, we do it every year, so that people also feel that this is one opportunity that they can always participate in. So when I meet a lot of developers in the meetup who are not aware about Tezos yet, they kind of come to me and ask, how is it that I can learn about it? How is it like, how can I be a part of the ecosystem? They really love the tech and everything. So I just tell them that this is our flagship event. This happens every year. Why don't you just come and join us? And due to these events, I think we can get a strong hold on the entire Tezos ecosystem in India, because people know that Tezos India is doing this every year. Tezos India is doing that every year. So I think this is getting us like a lot of good developers. And I can talk about in detail about the various events we are doing, but maybe, um, I
Yeah,
think that.
sure. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
like I
not
said,
not not like too much in details, but if you want to
yeah,
talk about the
yeah.
events that you are organizing, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said, when I joined, we did this fellowship program, though it was lockdown back then, but still we saw a lot of traction. We did it like GSOC, Google Summer of Code, and we closely interviewed a lot of participants. So there was a proper shortlist. At the end of the day, we got like 35 students, and we trained them for 8 weeks. It was a course that they had to go through, and they developed projects after 8 weeks. So that was a huge success, because first time we could see projects going on mainnet from India. And I
Mm.
think there was a lot of hand holding, mentoring, everything. But I still consider it as the biggest success for us, because first of all, it was the first event that was that successful. Secondly, all the developers that were trained in that event are still with us, are still on Tezos Tech. They are so I see a lot of retention on Tezos in general. Even Anshu, right? He was trained under that fellowship program.
Yeah.
So I think that was immense. And then we did Builder Camp, something on those lines this year, where we felt that with fellowship, we did workshops where people have to be present at this and that time on this and that date. But since they are college students, they're also occupied with the other stuff. So we created this self-paced 6 weeks program. And this was again a huge success because we trained 30 students. Now, when we say we have trained so many students in a college, in a club, these are like basic Tezos developers. But the students that we train out of Builder Camp and these are like advanced Tezos developers, at least intermediate. So they are ready to get hired or start building their own projects. So again, this was another one. And Tez, I think everybody knows about it. Like we got 11,000 plus registrations last year. We target more this year and better projects because this time we are going to give them more dynamic ideas, especially that's needed in the market. And we are going to also create more and more bounties for them. So yeah, that's the idea. These are most important events that we have run so far, actually.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So you are in touch with a lot of developers who are new to Tezos. So maybe do you have any feedback that you can give us about like what they like about Tezos and maybe some challenges that they faced when they entered the ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. I think the challenges that developers face are not when they enter the ecosystem, especially in India, because we, like I said, we have a lot of mentors and all who handhold them and guide them through the process. We have also built a lot of resources, though on SmartPy. So it's mostly done on SmartPy in India at the moment because that's what they're more familiar to. But the challenge that they face is towards when they start creating the project. So they create the project, but they don't know how to actually put it on. I mean, they put it on mainnet, but they don't know how to get the traction. So what they lack is the entrepreneurial skills, because majority
Mm,
of them are like college grads, so they don't know how to project manage, they don't know how to scale their team, how to do the proper marketing. So I see a lot of good projects which never even go to mainnet because they don't know what to do next. Okay, I have this project now, but
mm,
who do I collaborate with? I don't know who in the ecosystem can assist me. Like there's a DeFi project, I don't know who should I connect with, who's this one person who can get me more users. Should I invite influencers? And I don't have that kind of money to invite influencers or do spaces with influencers and things like that. So that's the major challenge. In fact, I was also interacting with few of the incubation program projects, like people who have founders who have created these projects, and they told me that I have this project. Who should I connect with? Like, what should I do further in this? They don't know how to monetize. What's the business model? So they have a project in mind. They have everything, but they're not product owners, product managers. They're not entrepreneurs. So I think that's the most important thing that we should focus on. An incubation program has kind of tackled that to some extent because I can see TZ Epic, Tezos India assisting with the marketing and stuff. But I still feel that that the ecosystem actively should collaborate, contribute, and lead to their success because none of the project in Web3 can exist standalone at the moment. Right? We can't expect a
mm,
project to exist standalone. There has to be some connectivity with the other dApps that exist. So I think we need to work more towards that rather than just helping them how to code and create something. Okay, they created something. What next? That's the major challenge
mm.
that they have.
Okay, and how do you think we can fix that challenge? You know, like how can we help them advertise their product once they build it? What can we do to help them?
Yeah. So, first thing that we can do is, like, for example, if we support a project in accelerator program,
Mm,
our focus is okay, if you want a developer, we'll get you. But I think we should also help them get product managers, not just developers, because a project cannot run only by developers, in my opinion, because I feel that a lot of Web2 companies, which has seen success, were run not by developers but by entrepreneurs, right? Who has a vision.
mm,
So I think we should also get these people in the ecosystem and not just developers. That is one for sure, because that can help them in the long run. Short term, I think obviously we should all come together as a community, because if there's, let's say there are 10 projects in the incubation program, then everyone in the ecosystem should be aware, like at least all the people who can make a difference should know that these are the projects and this is what they're doing, so that if they feel that they can contribute it or they can do something to help them, even like invite them to, let's say, a talk show, like a Tezos talk show, and talk about their project, or connect them with the various stakeholders. Like there's a DeFi influencer in Tezos, maybe connect them with that. So, being more proactive on that front, and social media, obviously, Twitter. So I think ecosystem can obviously you always have to weigh. You cannot just blindly go ahead and promote anything
mm,
that comes your way, right? So you have to weigh that, but still being more proactive. And because a lot of good projects, good opportunities goes missing because sometimes we just don't notice. We're like, okay,
mm,
this happened in India, so maybe we don't know what is happening. Maybe we should take more interest. Like even if some project is coming from London, right? I should take more interest. How can we help them in India? So, just like
mm,
more cross-border promotions and more active involvement from the ecosystem can definitely help, in my opinion. But how to do it
mm,
is like start slow, start small, but just start. That's the idea.
mm. Okay, okay, great. And what about the things that these developers like about Tezos? So they hear about your hackathon, and there may be other hackathons on other blockchains. Why do they choose to come and build on Tezos? Do you get any feedback, or do they tell you why they prefer Tezos compared to other blockchains?
Yeah, I think one of the feedback that we have received a lot of times is the community and ecosystem, like in terms of how supportive and like Tezos in general. They see, like they always tell me, like when we talk about Tezos, we see you as a community and not as a person, right? So that's why they
Mm,
come in, and especially like Tezos, because of Tezos India presence, like a lot of people know Om in India, and the image
mm,
that he has created, like a positive, very honorable, respected image of Tezos India. I think that's what people like a lot.
mm,
We are not just doing anything, right? We would not just promote anything. We would not just. So if there's a developer who, we're very honest, basically, like the entity in general is very honest. So I
mm,
think that's what they really like about Tezos India, and what we're trying to do to help developers, like going an extra mile, not just giving them the money. We are also helping them, mentoring, and when they meet these developers and they see them making a change. For example, a lot of developers who are hired, like Anshu, he's working for Plenty, then Anchit, who's working on
mm,
Tesotopia, like these are at really good position. When they see these success stories, they feel, yes, it's not just in the hype. So although they are doing it organically, we do not say like 1,000+ developers attending a meetup, but even if it's like 100+, these developers are actually doing something in the long run. So that's why they
mm,
are attracted. But why they stay is purely the tech. They just don't want to go away, like for real.
mm,
And we just don't do anything about it. It's just the tech. They're like, we are not going to go anywhere when it's Tezos. And
mm,
I mean, if I could show you the messages I get from developers on a daily basis, like these developers, they might not find jobs, but they just consistently ping me. Please let me know if there's an opportunity. Please let me know. It's not that they can always learn another development. They can always learn another language and move to Solana, Polygon, but they never do that. I think at least the good devs who learn how to
mm,
build on this. So I think that's a huge thing, that we have the maximum retention because of the tech. We don't have to do anything there actually.
mm. Okay, okay, great. Is there any project that you are working on at Tezos India at the moment, or that you see in the ecosystem that you feel is good? That you're excited about.
Mhm.
Um, Anything
Yeah.
that you've seen or that you're working on?
Mhm. Yeah, so I think I've seen a lot of projects come and go. Like I said, they were really good projects developed by our developers in India. But like, I think there was TZ Ping, if you know, something like EPNS.
Hmm? Yep.
But they need more collaboration. They can't exist alone, right? Then there was this real-time financing project, Maverick Finance or something. that was
Mm,
created. So I think I saw a lot of Web2 opportunities for them, especially with freelancing and all of that, but it didn't materialize. Then there was a cricket project. It again didn't materialize. That was because of other
mm,
reasons, but I think Cricket Fantasy League. Now I see a lot of gaming projects that are coming up from India, and thanks to Jeremy, he's been very supportive, and we could see like a
mm,
lot of projects. I don't want to. I think there has been PR about it, so I don't want to name them because some are in progress.
mm,
I don't want to, jeopardize their effort and everything. But there are a lot of gaming projects, especially cricket, fantasy leagues, and all that's coming out.
yeah.
And we expected to see a lot of TVL also there, a lot of users also there. Then there's this wallet chat project. It's multi-chain though, but
Mm,
I think I see a lot of potential, especially with NFT marketplaces like Object and FX Hash, like where people they don't get instant liquidity, they can always chat with the peers to swap or something like that. So I think that also has,
mm,
so these plugin tools projects, I think they have a lot of potential because they can always collaborate and
mm,
survive at least in this market. But then gaming, huge this time. And then
mm,
I
yeah.
am also seeing a lot of art related projects like Foof, and then there's one from South Africa. I don't remember the name. So I think these are not for art, these are for artists, like music projects. So they're creating some art pieces from the music and stuff like that. So I see a lot of art side projects that are coming up. And in India, there's although the growth is slow because people still have that mindset of traditional style of art and they do not understand the concept of NFTs and digital art, but I still feel that it's growing and it's getting better. Currently,
Mm,
while I'm talking to you, we have like we have a place in Bangalore, basically. So where we are running an art gallery in collaboration with Tezos India, like there's a social and Tezos India art gallery. So I think it's a month long initiative where there's an exhibition, there's a panel, and we could see a lot of traction there actually. So I mean,
mm,
a lot of projects, things are happening, but just need the right people to get in touch with them and take them ahead. And I think
mm,
art side also Valerie is helping a lot. So we could see that rising and doing better for us.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I also see like the gaming part. I see a lot of companies are very interested in building on Tezos, and I talk to some game developers that are from India, and they look very excited about integrating Web3 to their games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very exciting. Okay, so before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I think Tezos is doing, like, in general, really good because I can see and especially I can talk about Tezos India because that's what I see daily. And the team is doing tremendously well. Like, there's no question to it because when I talk to BDE team, I see a list of projects that they're working on, and they're all good projects. Then I think the good thing is that now they know who to connect with, who can help them take it forward. So when it's gaming, Jeremy is always there to help. When it's art related
Mm,
project, we take it to our arts and culture lead, and then Valerie is the one who's supporting. Then when it's other projects which are part of incubation program, I think TZ Epic in general in the marketing point of view, and we as like a lot of developers are helping them build it. So really good that front. Like, I could see all the developers contributing to these projects. When I talk to the marketing team, we have a very good, finally after like
mm,
changing 3 agencies, we have a very good PR team which is helping us get the traction, because I feel that it's also needed because it's very important for people to know what we are doing on a daily basis. Like,
mm,
so we are doing a lot of opinion articles and stuff like that, and seeing Om's good image, like in the market itself, like it gets more and more people and join us in general and join the ecosystem in general. Then arts and culture, again, really really good. In fact, the Varun, who's the lead, he's talking to someone from G20 and trying to get a panel there, which is
mm,
like I don't know if it happens, it's huge for us. Then we did India Art Fair, and right now there's an exhibition in Bangalore itself running. Devrel, again, we're planning Tezos Asia, by the way. So we haven't announced it yet, so it's coming soon. And all the developers who are watching it, please make sure that this is a great opportunity for you. And once we kick it off, we look forward to get you on board into the ecosystem. You build projects, and then you're a part of Tezos family, I think. So I think it's happening slowly, steadily for India. We have triggered the flywheel, and a lot of things are happening automatically now. So we are very happy with all the progress that is happening. But again, like if anyone in the ecosystem, and it's not just confined to Tezos India, we have recently helped Philippines. So Tezos in Philippines, we have educated students in a university in Philippines, and now while I'm talking to you, I'm planning a proposal for Tezos in Vietnam. So I think it's not just confined to India. We're trying to expand because we have a good, solid developer base at the moment who can help other entities in general. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, maybe just like a last question. When I come to Bangalore, what is the one food that I absolutely have to try?
Okay, so
I cannot leave
Bangalore.
without trying it.
Yeah, of course, of course. Let me think. So basically, if you would have said Delhi, I would have said chole bhature because that's my favorite, and that's what you get best in
Okay.
Delhi. In Bangalore, I think Bangalore is famous for biryani and dosa. So there's a dosa, like a South Indian cuisine, basically, to be precise. So you should
Yeah.
eat that. And the best dosa, obviously not from any place, and then biryani. So there's this Meghna biryani. I'll get it for you. Don't worry. So you should have that. But it's going to be
Okay.
spicy, okay? I hope it's
Okay,
fine.
I will get ready for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Poorvi. Thank you
Thank
for coming, and talk to you soon. Have a good day.
thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.